Have you ever thought about why some compliments make her light up with a smile, while others don't seem to have much impact? In today's video, we're uncovering the secrets to giving compliments that truly matter. It's not just about saying, "You're beautiful." It's about delivering words that connect on a deeper level and show genuine appreciation. The right compliment can strengthen your relationship, while the wrong one might just fall flat. So how do you get it right? Stick around to find out. Hey, this is James. I'm here to help you develop a Stoic mindset to master your relationships with women and take control of your dating life. If you're ready to level up, hit that subscribe button now. And hey, if you enjoy this video, leave a 1 in the comments. If you think it could be better, drop a 0 so I can keep improving. Now, let's get started. 1. What do you think? Let's start with something simple, but incredibly powerful. What do you think? Now you might be thinking, that's just a question, right? But trust me, this small inquiry can actually carry more weight than any grand compliment. Why? Because it's not just about asking for an answer. It's an invitation into her world. It's a way of saying, I want to hear your thoughts. I value your perspective. Imagine this. You're having a conversation, maybe about something she's passionate about, like her career, a book she's reading, or her thoughts on something that matters deeply to her. When you ask, what do you think? You're not just being polite. You're signaling that you respect her opinions, that you see her as someone whose views matter. This isn't about saying, hey, you're great. It's about saying, I see you as a whole person, and your thoughts are important. This question helps you go beyond surface-level compliments, which can sometimes feel empty or rehearsed. Instead, you're telling her, I respect you for who you are on a deeper level. Your mind, your ideas, your voice. Those things matter to me. And in a world where too many people skim over each other's thoughts, this kind of attention is a rare gift. In the Stoic tradition, this is something they understood well, the value of others' perspectives. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on how we can learn from everyone around us. He knew that no matter how much we think we know, there is always something to learn from others. So, when you ask her opinion, it's not just about flattery or complimenting her looks. It's about recognizing that, just like you, she has wisdom and experiences that are worth acknowledging. Asking for her opinion does something even bigger. It builds a stronger connection. It's a way to create trust and mutual respect, two pillars that the Stoics valued in all relationships. They believed in cultivating a bond based on understanding, not just attraction or admiration. This question helps you do just that, creating a foundation of trust and deeper connection. So, the next time you're talking to her, don't just throw a compliment her way or nod along passively. Instead, ask, what do you think? Take a moment to listen. Really listen. You'll be amazed at the impact it can have, not just in strengthening your connection, but in making her feel truly seen and valued for who she is. Not just what she looks like, but what she knows, what she believes, and what she brings to the conversation. And remember, this isn't just a question. It's a way of building a meaningful relationship, one rooted in respect, understanding, and shared growth. Just like the Stoics practiced, it's about finding value in the perspectives of others, and through that, enriching your own life. So next time when you want to show her how much you truly appreciate her, try asking, what do you think? You might just start to see your relationship grow in ways you didn't expect. 2. I've learned so much from talking with you. Here's a compliment that goes beyond the usual. I've learned so much from talking with you. It's a beautiful way to recognize not just what she brings to the table, but the impact she's having on your own growth. And I want to be clear, it's not about sounding clever or trying to make yourself look good. It's about acknowledging her knowledge, her perspective, and the way her insights have broadened your view of the world. Think about it for a second. How often do we hear someone say, I've learned something from you? Not all that frequently, right? When you say it, though, it's a game changer. But don't just say it for the sake of it. Make it meaningful. Be specific. Maybe she shared a thought-provoking perspective on something you'd never considered before. Or perhaps she introduced you to a new song, artist, or even a podcast that's now on repeat. Instead of a generic, "You're smart," say something like, "That perspective you shared really opened my eyes to the issue." Or, "Thanks to you, I can't stop listening to this new band. My playlist has never sounded better." What you're doing here is showing that you're really listening, that you value her input, and that you're growing as a person because of the conversations you're having with her. This isn't just about paying her a compliment, it's about recognizing that she's influencing your thoughts, expanding your worldview, and making a difference in how you think about things. From a Stoic perspective, this ties right into one of the core teachings of Marcus Aurelius, who often wrote about the importance of learning from others. The Stoics believed that the world is full of people with different wisdom to share, and that we should embrace every opportunity to learn from them. When you tell her that she's taught you something, you're practicing a Stoic mindset, recognizing that growth doesn't just come from our own experiences, but from the insights and knowledge we gain through others. When you say, "I've learned so much from talking with you," you're not just giving her a compliment, you're reinforcing the foundation of your relationship, one built on mutual respect, growth, and the understanding that both of you bring something valuable to the table. So don't hesitate to say it when the moment feels right. It's more than just a compliment. It's a way to show that you see her as someone who's helping shape the person you are becoming. And honestly, isn't that the kind of relationship we all strive for? One that pushes both people to become better versions of themselves every single day. 3. You look amazing as always. Complimenting someone on how they look can sometimes feel a bit tricky, especially in the early stages of a relationship. We all want to show our admiration, but we also don't want to come off as shallow or overly focused on just appearances. That's why this particular compliment, "You look amazing, as always," is such a winner. It strikes a perfect balance. When you say this, you're not just focusing on the moment or her appearance at that particular time. You're telling her something deeper. You're letting her know that it's not just about what she looks like today or on any one occasion, but about the consistency of how she impresses you, both inside and out. Think about it like this. When you say, "You look amazing, as always," you're giving a subtle but powerful compliment about her overall presence. It's like you're saying, "I notice you, constantly. You have this way of carrying yourself that never fails to captivate me." It's not just a compliment for the eyes, but for the soul. Now, why does the phrase "as always" add such a meaningful touch? It's simple. It shows that you're drawn to her not just because of how she looks on one particular day, but because you appreciate the way she always carries herself. Whether she's dressed up for a night out, or she's in her sweatpants on a lazy day, you still see the same beauty in her, both in her appearance and in the way she holds herself with confidence. This kind of compliment does wonders for her self-esteem. It lets her know that your admiration runs much deeper than just surface-level attraction. It's about recognizing the unique way she moves through the world. This can be incredibly reassuring, especially in the early days of a relationship. It helps her feel safe in knowing that she's appreciated for who she truly is, not just for fleeting moments when she's on display. From a Stoic perspective, this aligns beautifully with their view of virtue and how we should value people beyond their external appearances. The Stoics believe that true beauty is not just in what we can see, but in the integrity and consistency of a person's character. When you compliment her, as always, you're acknowledging her inner qualities too. You're paying tribute to the way she embodies her own sense of self, how she lives with dignity, grace, and authenticity, no matter what the world sees on the outside. So the next time you're with her and you feel that wave of admiration, try saying, "You look amazing as always." This simple yet powerful phrase speaks volumes. It shows her that your feelings aren't based on fleeting moments, but on a deep, consistent appreciation for who she is as a person. Not only does this elevate her sense of self-worth, but it strengthens the foundation of your connection, one that's built on genuine admiration, trust, and mutual respect. And hey, It doesn't hurt to remind her every now and then that you see her, the real her. That's the kind of connection that lasts. 4. I feel like I'm a better person when I'm with you. This might be one of the most powerful compliments you can give, and it's not about her looks or any of the usual surface-level things. It's something much deeper. Telling her, I feel like I'm a better person when I'm with you, speaks directly to the heart of your emotional connection. It's a reminder of how much she means to you, not just in the moment, but in the long run and in the most meaningful way. Think about it. This isn't just a casual comment. This is a genuine, heartfelt expression of how she has impacted your life. It's one thing to be attracted to someone or to admire them from afar, but to say, I feel better because of you, means something entirely different. It's a recognition that her presence brings out qualities in you that maybe you didn't even realize were there. It's like she's a mirror, reflecting back the best parts of you. This compliment isn't about idolizing her or inflating her ego. It's about showing gratitude for how she helps you grow as a person. Maybe she challenges you to think differently, inspires you to take action, or simply provides you with the emotional support that allows you to be your best self. Whatever the reason, the underlying message here is that she is helping you evolve, and that's powerful. And here's the thing. It's easy to get caught up in relationships where the focus is on the feel-good moments, those quick sparks of attraction, or those happy, carefree days. But this compliment goes beyond that. It's about the quieter, deeper influence she has on your life. Perhaps she's the one who encourages you to be kinder to yourself, to step out of your comfort zone, or to embrace challenges with a calmer mind. That's the beauty of what she offers. You're not just enjoying her company, but she's making you better in ways you might not even have anticipated. From a Stoic perspective, this idea ties beautifully into their teachings. The Stoics believed that virtue and personal growth were central to living a fulfilled life. They emphasized that a person should seek to become their best self, and the right relationships, those based on respect, trust, and mutual growth, are one of the key ways to achieve this. When you tell her that you're a better person with her, you're not just complimenting her. You're acknowledging that your relationship reflects the Stoic belief that we can grow and evolve through meaningful connections. It's also about balance. The Stoics believed in moderation and the importance of being in relationships that contribute to your emotional and intellectual well-being. This compliment speaks to that. It's not about dependency or needing someone to complete you, but about recognizing that, with her, you've discovered a better version of yourself. And isn't that the kind of relationship we all strive for? One where both people help each other rise to their fullest potential? So, when you say, I feel like I'm a better person when I'm with you, you're expressing something truly profound. You're letting her know that she's more than just a companion. You're telling her that her influence on you is so strong, so positive, that it's shaping who you are and who you aspire to be. You're recognizing her role in your personal development, and you're appreciating the emotional and mental space she helps create for you to grow. In the end, relationships that foster personal growth and mutual respect are some of the most rewarding. So, don't be afraid to tell her that her presence makes you better. It's a reminder that true connection is about bringing out the best in each other, and that's the kind of foundation that lasts. 5. You have such incredible hair, eyes, lips. Compliments about someone's appearance can often feel surface level, right? It's easy to say, you look beautiful, and while it's certainly a kind thing to say, it doesn't always feel as personal or impactful. Now imagine telling her, you have such incredible hair, or your eyes are absolutely captivating. Suddenly you're zeroing in on the details that make her stand out in a way that's uniquely hers. You're not just offering a compliment about her overall look. You're acknowledging the specific features that make her, her. This kind of compliment isn't just about flattery. It's a genuine recognition of the things that make her unique. Think about it. When you notice the way her hair moves with the light, the way her eyes seem to sparkle when she talks about something she's passionate about, or the way her lips curl when she smiles, it's clear you're not just paying attention to her looks, you're noticing her. Those details matter. and they matter because they speak to the depth of who she is. One of the most memorable compliments I've ever received wasn't about my overall appearance, but about the small, subtle things that set me apart, things I didn't even think anyone would notice. It was something simple, like a friend saying, "Your smile lights up a room." Now, I'm not saying my smile is anything extraordinary, but it was that thoughtful attention to a personal detail that made it feel meaningful. And when you tell her, "You have such incredible eyes," or "Your hair has such a beautiful shine," it's a way of saying, "I'm paying attention to what makes you you." That's a compliment that stays with her. This also ties back to the Stoic philosophy of self-awareness and appreciation. The Stoics valued seeing the world for what it truly is, appreciating the small moments, and understanding the nature of beauty in its most honest form. For the Stoic, beauty isn't just about outward appearance. It's about seeing the uniqueness of each person and recognizing their character in all its layers. When you compliment her specific features, you're engaging with her beauty in a more mindful and intentional way. This deeper level of appreciation is part of building a meaningful connection. In a world that often rushes past the finer details, taking the time to notice and comment on the little things shows a level of awareness and thoughtfulness that's rare. It's not just about saying "you're beautiful," but about reflecting on what specifically makes her stunning. It's a compliment that feels genuine because it's rooted in a real recognition of her as an individual. And don't forget, a compliment like this isn't just about making her feel good in the moment. It's also about helping her feel seen. When you comment on something specific, it communicates that you appreciate the totality of who she is, not just how she fits into societal standards of beauty. It's a way of saying, you don't just meet a standard of beauty, you create your own standard. However, remember to keep it respectful. While pointing out a feature like her hair, eyes, or lips is lovely, always be mindful of the way you communicate these thoughts. It's not about objectifying or reducing her to just physical features. Instead, you want her to feel celebrated in her entirety, the way she carries herself, the way she expresses herself, and yes, the features that make her glow. In the end, it's the little things that make a big difference. Recognizing and complimenting those personal details, whether it's the twinkle in her eyes or the softness of her lips, shows her that you see her as more than just a face in a crowd. You see her, and that's what makes the compliment truly meaningful. All right, before we jump back in, if you're finding this helpful, hit that like button. It helps YouTube share this with more men who need it, and it keeps the content coming. It's quick, free, and it makes a real difference. Thanks. Let's get back to it. 6. You're really good at what you do. When was the last time someone told you that you were really good at something you pour your heart into? It feels different, right? Not just a good job or a well done, but that specific acknowledgement of your dedication, skill, and passion. Imagine hearing someone say to you, "You're really good at what you do." It's not about flattery. It's a genuine recognition of your effort and talent. And when you say this to her, you're offering something that goes deeper than surface-level compliments. You're appreciating the work she's putting into her craft, her career, or her passions. Let's think about this for a second. Whether she's a talented artist, a driven businesswoman, a creative mind, or excelling in any field, this compliment lets her know that you see the time, energy, and focus she's dedicating to what she loves. And that's something special. It shows you recognize her not just for her appearance, but for the depth of who she is. You're not simply applauding her for looking good or acting sweet. You're acknowledging her talent, hard work, and dedication. I remember a time when I was working on a project I had been pouring all my energy into for months. I was exhausted and at the point where I questioned whether I was making any progress. But then a close friend turned to me and said, "You're really good at this. The work you've put in shows." Honestly, those words lifted me up in a way that nothing else could. It wasn't just about the project. It was the validation of the effort, the skill, and the drive I had put into it. It reminded me that the work I was doing had purpose, and that someone saw it. When you say to her, "You're really good at what you do," you're not just complimenting her skills. You're letting her know that her dedication hasn't gone unnoticed. Whether she's a chef perfecting a recipe, a writer crafting her next big story, or a professional climbing the ladder in her industry, this compliment affirms that the effort she's putting into her passions matters. It shows her that her expertise is valued, not just by the people around her, but by you. In the context of Stoic philosophy, this connects with a key Stoic value: virtue through effort. The Stoics believed that virtue, living a good, honorable life, isn't something you're born with, but something you develop through consistent, focused effort. When you acknowledge someone's hard work and talent, you're recognizing the essence of Stoic practice, the pursuit of excellence, no matter the external circumstances. It's not just about the outcome, it's about the commitment, the daily dedication, and the growth that comes from applying oneself fully to a craft or mission. By telling her she's good at what she does, you're encouraging her to continue on that path, to keep sharpening her skills, and to pursue her goals with even more passion. This is a compliment that doesn't just flatter, it inspires. It says, "I see your potential, and I believe in your journey." This kind of compliment is empowering, helping her to believe that the effort she puts in has a purpose and is making an impact. And let's not forget, this kind of recognition does something else too. It builds respect. When you recognize the effort someone is putting into their craft, it shows you respect them as a person with ambition, drive, and a strong sense of purpose. It moves beyond mere admiration for their appearance or charm, and dives into appreciating them for the substance they bring to the table. So, next time she shares something she's been working on or opens up about a project she's passionate about, don't hesitate to let her know how much you admire her talent and hard work. Saying, "You're really good at what you do," isn't just a compliment. It's a reminder that she's on the right path, and she has what it takes to continue succeeding. It's a small gesture, but one that can have a big impact, especially when it's rooted in authenticity and genuine appreciation. In the end, the goal is to make her feel seen for who she truly is. Not just her beauty or her charm, but her skill, her intellect, and the passion she puts into everything she does. After all, that's what makes her truly remarkable. 7. That was a good joke. You're really funny. Let's talk about something that doesn't get enough attention in relationships: humor. Too often we hear about how important looks or shared interests are, but humor, genuine, spontaneous laughter, is just as crucial. Think about it. When someone can make you laugh, they've already tapped into something special. And when that person happens to be her, it's magic. Humor isn't just a guy thing. Women have their own comedic chops, and recognizing that can be one of the most personal and meaningful compliments you can give. Have you ever been caught off guard by something she said that made you genuinely laugh? Maybe it was a clever remark in the middle of a serious conversation, or perhaps she sent a funny text that had you laughing out loud in the middle of your workday. I remember once I was having a pretty ordinary conversation, and she threw in this perfectly timed, sarcastic comment that made me laugh harder than I had in days. It wasn't just that the joke was funny, it was the way she delivered it. The confidence, the wit, the timing. It made her feel more alive, more present. And in that moment, I appreciated her for more than just her looks or her smile. I appreciated her for her mind, for her ability to bring joy and laughter into the conversation. When you tell her, "That was a good joke," you're really funny. You're doing something more than just giving a compliment. You're letting her know that you see her for who she is, not just a beautiful woman, but a person with a sharp wit, a sense of humor that stands on its own. It's about acknowledging her personality in a way that's meaningful, not just passing. Think about it. Everyone loves being recognized for their unique qualities, especially those that are a little more unexpected, like humor. And when you acknowledge her ability to make you laugh, it's an invitation to connect even deeper. I know humor can be a little tricky sometimes. It's easy to make the mistake of just giving a generic compliment like, "That was funny." But when you go a step further and really tell her, "That was a good joke, you're really funny," you're being specific. And that makes all the difference. You're recognizing her skill in creating humor, her timing, and her cleverness. You're not just laughing at her joke, you're laughing with her, and you're letting her know that she brought something to the table that you truly enjoyed. And it's not just about making her feel good in the moment. Humor, when shared, has a unique power to bring people closer. Laughter is one of the strongest bonding tools we have. It's a language of its own. And when you express appreciation for her ability to make you laugh, you're creating a shared experience, a moment of joy that strengthens the connection between you. It's like saying, we're on the same wavelength. We get each other. And this was fun. From a Stoic perspective, humor also ties into the idea of living in the moment and embracing life with a sense of lightness. The Stoics believed that life, with all its ups and downs, should be met with a sense of composure, but also with the ability to find joy even in the small things. Humor can be a form of detachment from the seriousness of life. It's a reminder that we don't always have to be on or too intense to enjoy the present. It's a way to navigate life's challenges with a little bit of grace, reminding ourselves not to take everything so seriously. When you recognize her humor, you're acknowledging something deeper than just a funny joke. You're appreciating how she brings joy and levity into your life. And in doing that, you're showing her that you value not only the big things, the deep conversations, the vulnerable moments, but also the lighter side of life. The fun, the playful, the spontaneous moments that make a relationship feel easy and natural. Humor helps keep things grounded, and when you can share laughter, it's a sign that the connection between you is solid. It's not just about how she looks or what she says, it's about how she makes you feel. And when you tell her that her joke made you laugh, you're giving her a compliment that resonates on a personal level. You're showing her that you value her wit, her intelligence, and the joy she brings into your life. And isn't that what we all want? A relationship filled with connection, respect, and plenty of laughter along the way. So next time she cracks a joke, don't just laugh. Take a second to let her know that you truly appreciate her sense of humor. Tell her, "That was a good joke. You're really funny." And watch how a simple compliment like that can deepen the bond between you two. It's the little things, after all, that make all the difference. 8. You're not like anyone I've ever met before. Okay, let's dive into one of those compliments that really has the power to make someone's day, and honestly, it's a game changer. But it's not just any compliment. It's a deep, sincere acknowledgement of what makes her her. When you say, "You're not like anyone I've ever met before," you're not just giving a generic line or jumping on some tired, "you're different from other girls" cliché. You're truly pointing out her individuality, the qualities that make her stand out in a sea of people. It's not about comparing her to anyone else. It's about recognizing that she's one of a kind in all the best ways. I'll tell you, this compliment hits hard because it goes beyond the surface. You're not talking about her looks or her achievements or anything external. You're talking about who she really is, her essence, the way she carries herself, the way her personality shines through in every interaction. You're showing her that, in a world full of people trying to blend in, she stands out to you in the most beautiful, unique way. And that kind of recognition, it feels incredible. Think about it. There's something so powerful about being truly seen, isn't there? I remember a time when I was having one of those late-night conversations with someone I was just getting to know. We were talking about life, about the ups and downs, the things that shape us. And at some point, she looked at me and said, "You know, you're not like anyone I've ever met before." At first, I was taken aback. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized how deeply those words resonated. It wasn't just a compliment, it was an acknowledgement that who I am matters, that all the quirks, the little things that make me different, were what made me special. And when you say that to her, you're doing the exact same thing. You're telling her that she is extraordinary just the way she is. And here's the thing, when you tell her this with sincerity, you're not just making her feel good in the moment. You're empowering her. You're giving her permission to embrace her individuality. In a world that often pushes people to conform, to fit into neat little boxes, telling her that she's not like anyone else is a reminder that it's okay to be different. In fact, it's more than okay. It's something to be celebrated. She doesn't need to change anything about herself to gain your approval. She's perfect as she is, and that's exactly why she stands out to you. And this doesn't just help her feel good about herself, it's a trust builder. Think about it. You're sharing your genuine admiration for who she is at the core. Not what she does or how she looks, but the essence of her being. You're telling her that you value authenticity, and in turn she'll feel safe to open up, to show more of herself, knowing that you're not looking for her to be someone else, but rather celebrating who she truly is. Now let's talk about Stoicism for a moment. The Stoics were big on understanding what makes us unique and embracing it fully. Marcus Aurelius, for example, wrote extensively about the importance of accepting our own nature and aligning ourselves with what is true to us. He believed that virtue and wisdom came from living authentically, by recognizing our unique roles in the world. When you say to her, "You're not like anyone I've ever met before," in a Stoic sense, you're not just giving a compliment, you're acknowledging her individuality, her role in your life, and the uniqueness that makes her shine. It's about recognizing the virtue in embracing our authentic selves and letting that authenticity guide us through life. So when you say, "You're not like anyone I've ever met before," remember that you're not just admiring her quirks and differences on a surface level. You're celebrating her whole being. You're telling her that she doesn't have to be anything other than who she is to be incredible. That kind of acknowledgement can leave a lasting impact because it speaks to her core, to everything that makes her different, and ultimately, everything that makes her special. And let's be real. Isn't that what we all want? To be appreciated for the person we truly are without pretending to be someone else? When you give her this compliment, it's like you're opening the door for her to embrace her uniqueness more confidently. You're saying, "I see you for who you are, and that's enough." So next time you're having one of those genuine moments with her, whether it's in the middle of a laugh, a deep conversation, or a quiet moment, take the time to tell her, "You're not like anyone I've ever met before." It's not just a compliment, it's a recognition of the authentic, incredible person she is. And trust me, that's a compliment she won't forget. 9. I admire your work ethic. There's something truly powerful about recognizing someone's hard work, especially in a world where people are so often judged by what they look like or how they appear at first glance. But when you take a moment to acknowledge someone's work ethic, you're tapping into something much deeper. You're recognizing not just what she does, but how she does it. You're showing that you see the hours she puts in, the sacrifices she makes, and the dedication she shows to her goals. Think about it for a moment. When you see someone giving their all, whether they're staying late to perfect a project, pushing through challenges with grit, or just constantly striving to improve, it's impossible not to admire that kind of commitment. It's the kind of thing that truly defines someone's character, isn't it? And when you tell her, "I admire your work ethic," you're letting her know that you appreciate not just the end result, but the whole journey she's on. The late nights, the challenges, the determination. I'll tell you a quick story to illustrate this. There was a time I worked alongside someone who, to the outside world, seemed like they had everything figured out. They were sharp, charismatic, and had a natural ability to get things done. But what struck me the most wasn't just the success they had. It was the drive they showed behind the scenes, the way they'd push themselves to keep going, even when things got tough. It was like they had an inner strength that kept them moving forward, no matter what. One day I told them, "I really admire your work ethic. You're always pushing yourself to do better, and it's inspiring." That compliment wasn't just about the results of their hard work. It was about the effort they put in and day out. And I could see how much that meant to them. It was a recognition of something much deeper than surface-level praise. And when you offer a compliment like this to her, you're doing the same thing. You're showing that you see her for who she really is, someone who is willing to put in the work no matter the obstacles. And here's the kicker. Complimenting her work ethic is more than just recognizing her hustle. It also shows you admire her character. You're seeing past the external things. You're saying, I see your drive, your ambition, and the energy you put into making things happen. It's a compliment that speaks volumes because it's not about the superficial, it's about the real stuff. The heart and soul she invests into her work, her dreams, and her goals. When you acknowledge that, you're showing her that you value the process, not just the outcome. On top of that, this compliment does something even more profound. It helps build a stronger connection between the two of you. It shows that you're not just interested in the easy stuff, you're invested in her as a person, in what she cares about, and in what drives her. You're showing that you understand what it takes to succeed and that you respect the hard work involved. This is about respect, and that's what makes this compliment so powerful. Now let's zoom out and look at this through the lens of Stoicism, because I think the Stoics would love this. The Stoics valued hard work, perseverance, and dedication to one's craft. Marcus Aurelius, for example, often wrote about the importance of living with virtue and purpose, putting in the effort regardless of external circumstances. To them, what mattered most was how you showed up, day after day, with integrity and a clear sense of duty, whether that was in public life, work, or personal growth. In the Stoic view, complimenting her work ethic is like acknowledging her virtue in the most meaningful way. It's not just about what she's accomplished. It's about how she's worked to get there, the internal strength that's driven her forward. In a world that often values instant gratification, the Stoic mindset teaches us that true fulfillment comes from continuous growth, effort, and progress, no matter how long it takes. And when you recognize her for this, you're showing that you not only value what she does, but you also respect her deep commitment to her journey. This kind of compliment is also a great way to encourage her to keep going, to keep pushing forward with the same passion and dedication. You're showing that her efforts aren't going unnoticed, and that can fuel her to keep striving even harder. We all need that reminder sometimes, right? To hear that our work matters, that our efforts have meaning. It's something that can reignite our fire to keep going. So next time you see her putting in the work, whether it's in her career, her studies, or any other area of her life, take a moment to tell her, "I admire your work ethic." It's one of those compliments that really hits home because it acknowledges the person behind the work, the commitment, the drive, the determination. And trust me, it's a compliment she'll carry with her because it goes straight to the heart of who she is and what she stands for. It's not just a throwaway line, it's a recognition of the character that makes her stand out. In a world that often praises the quick wins and the flashy results, it's important to take the time to appreciate the quiet, consistent effort that goes into building something great. And when you recognize her for that, you're making her feel seen in the most authentic way. 10. You always know how to make things better. Isn't it incredible when you meet someone who just has that spark, that innate ability to transform the atmosphere around them? I'm talking about the person who can walk into a room and suddenly everything feels lighter, warmer, and somehow better. It's not just about what they do, but the energy they bring with them. They have a way of making everything feel more manageable, more enjoyable, or even just more positive. When you tell her, "You always know how to make things better," you're tapping into a really powerful compliment. It's not about how she looks or her achievements. It's about her unique presence. Think back to a time when you were in a tough situation, maybe feeling down or stressed, and someone just said the right thing or did the right thing. Something small, yet it shifted your entire mindset. It could have been something as simple as a kind word, a funny comment, or just them being there when you needed it. And all of a sudden, things felt a little easier. That's what I mean when I talk about the way she can make things better. She has this almost magical ability to bring light into even the darkest moments, and it's not just about what she says. It's the way she carries herself, the way she connects with others, the way she listens. I remember a time when I was having one of those days. You know, the kind where nothing seems to go right and you just feel a little off. I was at a gathering, kind of zoned out in my own thoughts, when a friend walked over. She had this way of just naturally connecting with everyone around her. Without even trying, she made people feel comfortable, relaxed, and actually heard. The funny thing was, she wasn't doing anything extraordinary. She just had this warm, positive energy that lifted the room. I remember thinking, wow, she just made everything better without even trying. When I said to her, "You always know how to make things better," she smiled, a little surprised. But it was so true. She didn't have to be the loudest person in the room or the most outgoing. She just brought comfort and positivity into every space she occupied. And that's something truly special to recognize in someone. Now you might wonder why this compliment is so powerful. It's because it goes beyond superficial praise. It's not just about acknowledging her appearance or even her work. This one speaks directly to the impact she has on the people around her. You're recognizing that her influence is transformative. You see how she changes the atmosphere in a positive way, how her presence encourages others to be better versions of themselves. In a world full of noise and negativity, someone who can turn things around with just a few words or a smile is rare and valuable. Here's the cool thing. Complimenting someone for making things better is also a great way to show that you genuinely value their presence. It's not just about "you're pretty" or "you're good at what you do." Those are nice. But this compliment goes deeper. You're saying, "I appreciate you, not just for what you do, but for how you make me and everyone else feel." That's a game changer. It shows that you notice her impact on the world and on the people around her. It highlights how her presence can change everything, even when she's not trying. And let's take this a step further by looking at it through the lens of Stoicism. The Stoics believed in the power of virtue, that true strength lies in our ability to control our emotions, our reactions, and ultimately, the environment we shape around us. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most prominent Stoics, often wrote about how we have the power to cultivate inner peace and strength, and in doing so, we can create a sense of calm and positivity around us, no matter what the external world throws our way. In the Stoic sense, this compliment would be seen as a recognition of her virtue, her ability to stay calm, centered, and positive, even in difficult situations. It's a Stoic ideal to influence the world around you for the better, not by fighting against external circumstances, but by cultivating a strong, positive, and thoughtful mindset that others can't help but be drawn to. The Stoics believed that our inner state directly influences how we interact with the world, and how we can, in turn, help shape a better environment for everyone. When you tell her, "You always know how to make things better," you're acknowledging that she embodies this Stoic principle. She's able to maintain a positive influence regardless of external challenges. She brings balance, harmony, and peace into the world around her just by being who she is. It's also a reminder that, in life, our presence matters. It's so easy to think that we're just one person in a crowd. But the truth is, each of us has the ability to create ripples of change. When you compliment someone for making things better, you're recognizing that their presence has a purpose. It matters. And in that moment, you're not just boosting her confidence, you're also encouraging her to keep being true to herself and continue spreading that positivity, because the world needs more of it. So next time you're in her company and you feel that shift, that moment when the mood changes and everything seems to brighten, don't hold back. Tell her, "You always know how to make things better." Because honestly, there's no greater gift than knowing your presence can have such a profound, positive effect on the world around you. And that's something truly worth celebrating. As we wrap up this journey into the art of meaningful compliments, think about what you've learned. Have you discovered new ways to show appreciation in your relationships? Take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps create a community of shared wisdom and support. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. Let's keep building meaningful connections based on understanding and respect. Thank you for watching.